Hey everybody, Rachel here from Rachthestamper.com, and today I'm going to show you how to make this really fun spinner card. I'm 90% sure I got this idea from Erica Serwin. She actually did design this stamp set, which is equally cool. But I'm going to show you how to make this card. I'm going to open it up so you can see what it does. So it spins. So basically what you do is before you put it in the envelope, you just wind it. It can go either direction. It doesn't really make a difference. So you would just wind it tightly, and then you're going to fold it flat, put it in, and then when they open it up, it will spin, which is super cute. So it does have some candy stamped on the inside. My advice, though, this candy for me is a little bit high, so I did the candy on this layer separately, and then I put it in, and by the time I was done, I was like, well, it's just a little high. So you could totally adjust that. But I'm going to show you how to make mirror images. Maybe you're unsure of that. Mirror images of this Piñata stamp. So it's a really fun card. It looks complicated, but I promise you it's pretty simple. This uses the I think these are 2020. What year are we in? 23, it'll be 24. 2022, 24 in colors, which are some of my favorites, but that's what this DSP is. It's a 6x6 pack. So I just picked out some fun colors and I did a contrasting color, and then I put 2 on the inside as well. This one was made just with a scrap that I had laying around. The one we're going to make today is a full-size card. So we're going to do the same. So I have lemon lime twist. So this is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. Then you have a piece of DSP, so you can see it's double-sided. I just picked a contrasting color. So that is cut to 4 by 5 1/4. And we're going to use the, I think these are the essentials? Layering essentials, nested essentials, some kind of essentials, stylish shapes. See, I don't even know what I'm talking about. We're going to use the stylish shapes dies to cut our circle. This is the second largest. We're not going to do this part yet though. And then I already did 2 of these, but I'm going to show you how to do them. So these are the Piñata. Okay, I'm going to show you how to do those. You do need some string, so I am using the In Color Baker's Twine pack, and I just picked one that contrasted with that. Also, and I'm going to show you one other thing. So I used the Happy Birthday from Level Complete, which I already stamped that, so I'm not going to show you. I stamped it in Sweet Sorbet. Yes, Sweet Sorbet. And then we're using, so the Piñata is from Taco Fiesta. We're also going to use the candy here on the inside, and we're going to use the Piñata stamp. Okay, now I'm going to show you 2 different ways you can do this. So number one way, you basically are making a reverse image. So the reason I cut these out ahead is because you do have to fussy cut them. Unfortunately, they don't have dies, which is sad because it's an adorable set. However, you can do this very simply. So what you want to do first is you're going to stamp. So you're going to ink up, where is it? You're going to ink up your stamp. You're going to stamp it down. Okay, so there's one. So I still have another one to make. So I'm going to put that on the side. But then we have another stamp here. Actually, I want to get one because I want to show you 2 ways to do it in case you might have one versus the other. I'll do it over here. So what you're going to do, okay, so way number 1, what happened to my, here it is. Way number 1, you're going to use a silicone mat. Okay, so this is one way that you can do it. There is no really right or wrong way. The only thing I will tell you is if you do the mirror image, it doesn't necessarily turn out quite as crisp as stamping a direct image, okay? So what you're going to do is get yourself your scrap piece of paper, get your stamp. You're going to ink up your stamp. I'm using VersaFine because it is a pigment ink. It does stay wet just a little bit longer, and it's really good with details. Okay, but you can use Memento as well. So you want, when you stamp this, you want to just be careful because since this is wet and this is silicone, it will wiggle. So you're just going to stamp it like you mean it, is what I say. So you're going to press like so. Then you're going to take this while it's still wet, so you kind of need to act quickly for this. That's why if you're using the VersaFine pigment ink, it does stay wet a little bit longer. You're going to lay it down, and once you lay it down, you have to go with it wherever it is. You're going to lay it down, and you're just going to press on the back of your image. Okay, so actually this turned out really well this time. So there is your mirror image. Okay, that's one way to do it. So then what you're going to do is when you're finished, you can just wipe this off You can run it under the sink. You can wipe it off, spray a little bit of Stampin' Mist. You get the idea. So that's way number 1. Now, way number 2, I'm going to turn this around this way, is by using the back of a photopolymer stamp. So this is the stamp from Oceanfront, okay? So this would stamp the image that's in Oceanfront. But if you don't want that, what you're going to do is flip it over. So we're going to use the back side of it. So we're going to just mount this to a block, basically following the same thing. Mount it to a block, ink up your stamp. Same thing again, it will be slippery, so just be mindful that once you put it down, you just commit to where you stuck it. Stamp it, just like so. Lift it up. The only thing that's better, you can see through this one just a little bit better. We're gonna go up here, just to save paper. Put it down and then press. And I should have done this on a Stampin' Pierce mat, or I think they call it a Stampin' Pad nowadays, but it's okay. We'll just give it a second. And then just lift. So this one is just a little bit lighter, but since we're coloring this in, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so there you go. And then all you're gonna do with this is you'll take same thing, and since this is a photopolymer stamp and I don't really want to have to look at the back of this, I'm gonna just spritz a little bit of cleaning solution on there. Now you also can purchase stamps, not through Stampin' Up unfortunately, but stamps that you can do this where you can do, it's called kiss stamping. So basically you're stamping one thing and then flipping it over, but it's really good for mirror image stamping. But this one is really good because you can fit a good amount of stuff on there if you wanted to stamp it. You might be able to do it with your block as well, but the block is so hard. I've never tried it just because I'm always afraid it's going to end up backfiring on me. So then what you're going to do is you're going to color. So you could use, I used all the coordinating colors to color these in, and then you're going to fussy cut them out, which takes us to this part right here. So I'm going to just get down to the nitty gritty because if we waited for the cutting, it does take a little bit. So we're going to move forward and move these over for a moment. And we are just lining this up. We're going to cut both of these at the same time. So we're just kind of line this up so it's pretty much in the middle. It looks pretty well centered right there. I just want a little piece of Post-it tape. Okay, I'm going to run this through my die cutter. So that's pretty much all the die cutting. So then what you're going to get is this. This is some very well-loved Post-it tape, so it's not super sticky, which is good. Okay, so you don't need this. You can save this for another card if you wanted to. And now we're going to just finish up our card. So we're going to grab a contrasting piece of this baker's twine. So I'm going to go with pink. So you're going to pick a bigger piece than you think you need, because you are going to want to be able to tie it or to turn it taut and to secure it. So you want something a little bit bigger than you think you need. So we're going to take this. Let me bring this back out. Straightening this out. And I'm going to grab my Piñata. You kind of want your string like midway through. Okay, so I'm going to put this here, just like that, and then I'm going to turn my other one over and I'm just going to put it on there and match it up, just like so. And I want this right in the center. I'm going to try to move this over just a little bit. Okay, so just like so. So you're just going to make sure it's lined up and just hang on to it for a second. You can make your piñata as decorative or not. The only thing you want to do is you want to make sure that it matches on the same side. So whatever you color your fringe, use the same here. So just so it's cohesive. Okay, so then you're going to take your piñata and you're going to lay it on here, and you want to make sure that when you tape it that it has free range to be able to turn. So you don't want the nose or the tail to interfere when it spins. So you're going to just take 2 small pieces of washi tape. Sorry, my washi tape got stuck. Okay, and kind of eyeball. You're gonna put one at the top and one at the bottom. And then you want to open it up and you want to make sure that if you turn it, nothing gets stuck. So this one was just a teeny bit, it's really close over here. So I'm gonna actually pick this up and I'll move it over just a little bit. And the best way to do that is kind of secure it with your fingers and then tape. Okay, and then just firmly press your tape. And then you're going to take your scissors and just trim off right at the tape. Okay, just like that. Then you want to make sure that you do secure it with a good amount of glue. So definitely get it so it's near the opening, just like that. And then you're going to lay it and line it right up on top, just so it exactly matches your circle. Let's see. Nothing should be hanging over. And then just press. And you really want to press the area where the washi tape is. Okay, so there you go. Very, very simple. And we just have one other little part to do. So now you're going to do your inside. And what I did is when I was cutting this paper, I ended up with some extra pieces. So I just have a piece for the top and a piece for the bottom. We're not going to put that on just yet. What you want to do now is you're going to just lay this inside, just at approximately where you think you want it. And you're going to grab the candy. Okay, so it's these little pieces here. And we're going to just ink these up. I'm going to put these underneath just for a little bit of padding. So we're going to ink these up, and I'm going to just use my Memento for this. That way it dries a little quicker. So I'm going to look where I want it. So again, mine I said was a little bit high, so I'm kind of aiming for right here. So right about here. So I'm just going to put some on, and then I'm going to move this off to the side. I got a little bit of a smudge. I must have had black ink there. And I'm going to just rotate it. Rotate. Okay, just like so. So I'm going to let that dry just for a moment. And then in the meantime, I'm going to put my top and bottom piece on. Just like so. You could use a thinner piece if you wanted, but put that on. Put that on. Just line them up like so. Okay, and then one last thing we're going to do, we're just going to grab, once again, our 4 markers, and this is kind of where you just fill this in the way you want. So I kind of just took, whoops, should have my glasses on. I took some of these and just followed the swirls, and you could do all different ones if you wanted to, but just for the sake of making it a little bit quicker. There's that. Oh, one more. That. Oh, here's one I missed. You just color these in kind of however you want. And the other thing I did is I took the, these are the old style, but I took the point end and just made little trios of dots just because I thought it was more fun. And we'll add a little bit more here. So there is that. And then we're going to take some glue and put it on the back of our card. Slide this in. Just like so. And finally, I stamped a little happy birthday right there. So I'm going to put this on, and then I'm going to just trim off the edges. And this was just stamped in a scrap on with Sweet Sorbet. So I'm just trying to make sure I have that centered, and also to make sure I have enough glue is why I kind of moved it back and forth. Okay, and then I'm going to flip this, just do a little snip, snip, and there you go. So a very fun card. So what the key is when you are going to send this card to someone, all you want to make sure you do is that you really wind this up, close it, so put it in your envelope, and then when they open it, they'll lift it up and it just whirls. It's super, super fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed this card today. It is really an adorable card to create. I'm sure anybody would love having this card. And again, you can see from the difference here, you can make your piñata as decorated or not, depending on what it is that you want to do or how exciting you want to make it. But the key is just to make sure that when you do it for both sides, that it looks identical on the other side as well. That way, when they flip it, they can't tell the difference between the two. So if you'd like to get any of the supplies to make this card and more, all you have to do is head to my online store. You can shop there 24/7. I will have the link right below in the description box here on YouTube. If you haven't already, I would love for you to subscribe. And while you're there, you might as well turn on the bell for notifications. So when I make a new video, you'll be one of the first to know about it. Thank you so very much for taking time to sit and watch this today. If you have another second, I would love for you to leave me a comment or give me a thumbs up. And if you have someone you think would like to watch this video, please feel free to share it with them. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.